Everyone, welcome back to another edition of Go Shop Local, and today I have with me Ryan and Stephanie, and they are both from Wolf Woodcarving. Did I get that correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. Didn't want to mess that up, and they've got some really cool stuff that I think everybody should be aware about. So first of all, tell us, what do you do?
So we do woodworking, basically more than less board games.
Okay.
Frustration rummy, crib is our specialty. Pegs and jokers. We just come out with dice baseball, and always looking to do new games. So
Cool. So basically, you do this by hand, or?
So we originally started by hand. My grandfather used to make pegs and jokers by hand for us.
Okay.
And once our friends and family started playing it with us, everybody wanted one, and we were originally making them by hand with a table saw. And it got to the point where we were having trouble keeping up, and we invested in a CNC, which is computer controlled router that carves everything.
Oh. Okay.
And then we got into crib boards, and it's been slowly progressing more and more into everything else. Otherwise, the CNC does a lot of the work after it's designed, and then we do a lot of the finishing, sanding, and cleaning up and finishing after that.
So how does the CNC work? Like, do you have a design and you upload it into it, or how?
A lot of our designs are, if it's a crib board and custom made, a lot of stuff is if someone has an idea in their head. So if they want a themed crib board or a themed game, we would then find the images or logos that they want to put onto it, and then we would design it from there.
Okay.
The odd thing, 3D design, will source out to other people. It's a little bit beyond my realm, but yeah, it's whether it's on the computer inside, design it all, tell the machine what to cut, when to cut it, where to cut it, and then we put a piece of wood in it and switch bits when needed, and it does the rest.
So you could pretty much design kind of endless options.
Yeah, if you're
as long as it fits your pattern with your game.
So we can manipulate the machine to do a lot of different things with different sizes of wood.
Yeah.
And then it's just some of it's trial and error. I mean, we make mistakes all the time,
Right.
But it's always a learning curve. And then we got into a laser engraver as well now, so that we can do more fine writing a lot faster for more games. So, like for example, we do frustration. I mean, now we used to carve it with the machine, and now we do it with a laser engraver.
Oh, okay.
And that's
engraved.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's kind of burnt into the wood. And then we go anywhere from full-on depth carving to 3D carving on a crib board.
That's amazing.
That's originally 1-inch thick.
So how long does that take?
Start to finish, depending on the image. For example, this one would take about 4 hours start to finish. And that's without prepping the wood beforehand and whatnot. And then we buy all our birch comes from Nipwood.
Okay.
So we buy it from my brother-in-law. So we normally, everything here, we try to use birch. And then if someone wants something specialty, like this one is lignin bate, which was actually made for my wife. So
we get all our exotic wood from ones with violet and ordinance here as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But otherwise, otherwise, we try and keep it close to home as we can. So.
Wow. So what inspired you? You said you started with just making the other one. I guess, what did you do before? What transitioned you here today?
So once COVID hit and the oil field kind of died down, I got laid off, and then we had already started doing the pegs and jokers as a hobby, just for our friends. And then it kind of, some of our other friends seen what else we were doing, and just making it for ourselves and family, and it kind of just kept growing and growing to, we ended up making a crib board for a local lady that works at R&B Plumbing, and her husband shared it to Facebook, and all of a sudden it was just non-stop after that. So
that's the beauty of social media.
Yeah, it went quick. So all of a sudden we were really figuring out shipping and everything else real quick. So it's definitely blossomed really quickly for us. So
it reminds me, I've seen other ones around, and it's nice to see that we have somebody local here that actually does this now, because I remember going to other people's places and they had similar style ideas with board games that were carved out of wood and stuff. So wow. Are you going, like, how are you out there right now? Are people just finding you online? Are you I
Yeah.
can see like trade shows or.
So we are currently at the Farmstead Market. We have some inventory sitting there. That's always revolving. We always are swapping out stuff if stuff doesn't move right away. And then we're going to Cut Knife this weekend here for market. And we will also be in Chauvin Market. And hopefully, if we still have inventory by then, we'll be in the Denver Market as well. Otherwise, yeah, most of it's social media through Facebook. A little bit of Instagram, I'm still getting into that. That's a new one for me. But yeah, we're hoping to get into more places, locally in Lloyd as well. So
maybe see it someday in some retail stores or something.
yeah, it would be nice. Definitely would be nice, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, if any retail stores are watching, we've got a great product for you here. And then so if people do want to order through you, they can just reach out to you.
Yeah,
social media.
You can Facebook message us is usually the easiest. It helps us keep track of a lot of the information and send files back and forth for previews, because before we'll cut anything, we'll do a rendering on the computer. So it'll be pretty much an image of what it's going to look like. And we go back and forth until you're 100% happy, and then we go from there. So usually Facebook's easiest, so let's just transfer large files quite easily. So we use it the most. But yeah, we have you can always text us, email us, you can contact us anyway. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much to the both of you for being here. Amazing idea. Yeah, I want to check everything out here, and it's cool to see, like I said, somebody local that offers this now, because I know these have been a very popular item, especially as we do get into the Christmas season. So I encourage everybody to definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me here today.
Oh, thank you.